right, today we're doing a pretty fun lesson. It's notes 5-3. Write the equation in standard form using regression and systems of equations. So yes, we're going to do two different methods for writing an equation of a quadratic in standard form given 3 points. So notice here the difference from yesterday's lesson is now we're given 3 points and we don't know if one of them is the vertex. That's why we can't use the same formula that we did yesterday, because we have no clue if one of these is the vertex. We just know there are 3 points on the graph. So how you can utilize this information to create an equation in standard form is there's two methods, and they both involve the calculator. That's why I think you will like it. So given these points, what I can do is I can utilize my standard form of a quadratic, and I can take each of these points. I know that each of these points is an x and a y. X and a y, x and a y, and x and a y. And one at a time, I'm going to plug these x and y's in for my formula. So in that sense, it is similar to yesterday. So if it's wanting standard form, that's this equation here. So x is going to be 1, because that's what I'm plugging in, and y is going to be -2. So y equals, so -2 equals a, because I don't know what a is, x squared plus b, don't know what that is, x is 1 plus c. Okay, and from there, you're going to just make it look a little different. You're going to say -2 equals 1 squared is 1, and so that's going to be 1a. That's going to be plus 1b plus c. So essentially a plus b plus c. So that's our first. So I'm going to box that one, I think, so to make it kind of clear. That's our first equation. That was the first point. Now let's do it again with the second point. So I've got y equals, so in this case that would be -4 equals a x squared, so in this case it's going to be 3 squared plus b x is 3 plus c. So again, let's do the same thing and kind of clean it up. So 3 squared is 9, so this is going to be 9a. That's going to be 3b plus c. Okay, so that's our second equation. All right, let's do it again one more time for this last point. So y equals, in this case, -2 equals a x squared, so 2 squared plus b. X is, in my last case, 2 plus c. Okay, so again here, let's kind of clean it up. 2 squared is 4, so this would be 4a, and then that would be 2b plus c. And so see, what we have done here is we have created 3 equations in 3 variables. So this is essentially a system of equations that I'm trying to solve for what a, b, and c is. And since I've got 3 variables, 3 equations, I can do that using systems. So let's write our matrix that would represent this. So I know it's kind of out of order, but y'all can handle this by now. So a goes first, b, and then c. So that would be 1, 1, 1, and then draw our line for what it equals. It equals -2. And then here a is 9, so 9, 3, 1, and then it equals -4. And then here a is 4, b is 2, and c is 1, and it equals -2. So then I'm going to utilize the Rref, remember, reduced row echelon form. So that is, where is that at? That is second matrix, and it is over here in math. And then you're going to scroll up until you see the Rref, reduced row echelon form, and then alpha zoom. And this is a 3 row by 1, 2, 3, 4 column. So I've already got that set up. And so 1, 1, 1, -2, 9, 3, 1, -4, 4, 2, 1, -2. So when I do the Rref, it's telling me that this, the coordinate A, B, C, would be -1, 3, -4. So remember, that's my A, that's my B, that's my C. So that means now, looking back up to the standard form, I can just plug this in. So it would be y equals, A is -1, so -1x squared plus B is 3. So 3x plus C, which in our case it's actually a negative, so it would be -4. So that is the equation of the quadratic that contains those 3 points. So that's one method. That's the systems of equations method. The regression method, which you probably are familiar with but may have forgotten, is something you should have learned in Algebra 1. Okay, so regression I think is much faster, but it's always nice to use both because then you can check your work. So here, let's make sure that's what we get using regression. So regression, what you're going to do is you're going to go into list. So that's blue, so that means second list. Okay. And, okay, let's see here. No, I was wrong. You're going to go to stat. You're going to go to stat, so just hit the stat button, and then edit. Okay, so the first one that appears, and this gives you your list. And what you're going to do is you're going to input your points one at a time. So I've already taken the time to do that. 1, -2, 3, -4, and 2, -2. I've input those into my L1 and L2. And then second quit to get out of that, so that and this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to stat again, but you're going to arrow to the right for calculate. And the calculator will do what's called a quadratic regression. So go down to number 5, quad reg, and it's asking you for the x values of your points, what do you want to use? And that's L1, that's what we put in L1. The y values were in L2, we're good. You don't really need to change anything. You just need to scroll down to calculate. And it does it for you super fast. So let's double check. -1, 3, and -4. Those are your A, B, and C. And it even is kind enough to give you the standard form. And then you know to just plug those in respectively for A, B, and C. So it looks just like ours. Isn't that neato? Okay, so in efforts to not make this video so long, what I would like is for you to set up at least the equations and the system for this if you don't have a calculator at home, and then when you come to school you can plug it into the calculator and check your answer. If you do have a calculator at home, then go ahead and use it and see what you get, and we'll check it when you return to class tomorrow.